Hey guys, Lottie for Life here, bringing us a brand new Chaoticast. I forgot which number we're on. I should have checked before we started, but oh well. Here with Codemaster Hardrock, a big fan of the channel and an up-and-coming chaotic YouTuber. By the way, I will leave I'll leave his channel link down below in the comments and everything on a pinned comment, so you guys can go check him out. And
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the plug.
you're welcome. Alrighty, so do you want to introduce yourself, talk about yourself a little bit?
Oh, sure, sure. I've never been good at this in school, so I won't be good at it here. So, my name is Codemaster Hardrock, as you've said earlier. A lot of people just know me as Nate outside YouTube and the chaotic space. I'm a cosplayer. I'm working on this big KOR cosplay project, and um, I work full time and I watch over dogs, I guess.
Yeah, and so you're watching over your friend's dog right now. So if there's any
Yeah.
noises in the background, which, by the way, you might hear some coming from me too. There's a thunderstorm raging, and that was loud. Holy crap! Um,
As somebody who lives in Arizona, I wish it would be like a raging thunderstorm. It's a raging like heat wave going on right now. Like you could fry eggs off a pavement,
I've
dude.
heard of I've heard of people actually doing that too. Just to see how bad it is, and you know, like this is the first thunderstorm we've had in like a good month or two here, and we've needed it. Oh my god.
Like I'll tell you what though, like fun facts, like when I was doing some college courses, me and my college buddies, we were just bored one day and we are like, hey, do you think we could just cook breakfast outside? And we didn't have like a griddle or anything. We are just like, no, we'll just use the roof, or rather the hood of for the sake of protection, we'll call him Tony on the hood of Tony's car. We're like, okay, and we wound up making like a really nice IHOP style breakfast.
That's great. Oh
It
boy.
wasn't good, but at least we did it.
Hey, it's something fun, and I got a story to tell, so that's the way I see it.
There you go.
hmm Alrighty, so I know that you said that you had some things that you wanted to talk about in specific, or I don't know. So
Um,
we usually talk like, yeah, getting tongue tied.
no worries. I mean, like, if anything, like, honestly, just comes up through conversation, I mean,
hmm
then go for it. But otherwise, I mean, like, because I was watching some of your other podcasts before I jumped on here, so that way I know kind of like what to expect. And I was watching your Chronicler Crawl.
Yeah,
Is
Corel.
that how you pronounce it?
It's, yeah,
Chaotic's weird.
it's Morellian, like Cthulhian language. It's not meant to be easy. I'm pretty sure it's Corel. That's how I've always pronounced it, at least, because it's kind of like coral, but like spelt differently.
Right.
Because they're supposed to be like coral warriors, so they're Corel. Get it?
Right. I mean, for the longest time, I thought it was Aeon and not Ani.
So I thought it was too. I pronounced it Aoun for the longest time, and then I actually watched the episode where he pops up and they pronounce it Ain, and I'm like, okay.
Well, as somebody who has some like Hawaiian in him, I couldn't help but go like, well, now I'm an idiot. I betrayed all my ancestors.
Well, it's again, it's not Hawaiian or anything. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so each of the chaotic tribes are like based on something, like the overworld is all about animals and humans. That's why most of the overworlders are humanoid or animalistic. The underworlders are all demons, dragons, and other kind of things. Danians are ants for the most part, with a few different ones. Mepedians are lizards and dragons and dinosaurs and crap. And then you get to the Morellians, and you're like, well, what the hell are they? Well, they're fish, but they're based off of the Lovecraftian Deep Ones. In fact, in Now or Never, they were even called the Deep Ones. And they live in the deep.
Yeah, and Ani just didn't want to conquer Param.
Yeah, they live in the
He
deep.
left alone.
Well, I mean, no, really, actually, I genuinely wanted to just conquer all of Param, but Like, you know, there's so much like Lovecraftian stuff with the Marillions, and that's why I love them so much. I love Lovecraft, so it just, I don't know. There's not much left for Lovecraft in card games, and we need more.
Oh yeah, especially nowadays. But no, I was watching Chronicler, Chaoticast, and or I should say, listen, because it's like a podcast. um, Mentioned how you were absolutely and utterly sick of seeing Forged Unity, and I couldn't help but just think in the back of my head, well, I just ordered a bunch of Alliances Unraveled. I could say the same about that.
Oh god, I mean, I wouldn't say it's Forged Unity that I'm sick of, because, well, Forged Unity is a pretty good set all around.
Oh yeah.
The main one that I don't like to like open up or anything, even though it's one of my favorite sets, I don't like opening up Silent Sands. It's my favorite set, but I don't like opening up because every time I buy packs for it, I always pull Fivarth. At least once.
I've never pulled Fivarth before in my life. I mean, in my last video, my last unboxing, that wasn't Dex. It was Silent Sands, and I pulled Blasphatan.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it's either Blasphatan or a bunch of Uberon. I've never pulled Fivarth before.
Well, at least Uberon's a good card for the most part.
Well, yeah. Discount Blasphatan.
Some people would say that that's actually, oh god, what's his name? Killeron. The Warbeast of the Deathstorm.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that Uberon, he was good for the set that he came out in, and he's still a mostly decent Warbeast, but he just gets outclassed by the newer ones like Ninrin and stuff like that.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, like, especially with like, oh god, what's it called? Eerie. Dude, I used to love Eerie so much. I used them all the time.
Is that how it's pronounced?
It's E-R-E. I guess.
I said ear in my video, and I'm like, well, now I'm gonna sound like a complete idiot.
Wait, so I never thought about it. So for some reason, as a kid, I always pronounced it Eerie, but it just dawned on me that it's E-R-E. And if you look at there, T-H-E-R-E, it's pronounced air. So therefore, his name is literally Air.
That would make sense.
Oh my god, I just got that.
We both learned something today. Yeah, no. As a kid, I mean, like, I remember as a kid we had like spelling tests and stuff like first grade or what have you, and Chaotic was huge in my school, and obviously I played it like crazy. And one day, this is like many years later, I had like another spelling test, and like Alliances, I don't remember what set came out, but the attack synaptic acceleration came to my attention because one of the words was acceleration, and I was the only kid to spell it right. And I'm like, ha, see, children's card games are educational.
Dude, that reminds me, Chaotic in middle school. So in the last year of elementary school, Bakugan was the big thing, okay?
Oh my god, don't even get me started!
Everybody had Bakugan, everybody wanted Bakugan. One of my friends was like a Bakugan drug dealer. He would get... I'm not joking either. He would get Bakugan from the store, and then he would sell them for like triple the price to the other kids in class at like
recess. Hey kids, you want to hate us? Hate us, please?
Oh god. And the funniest thing is that, like, once we got to middle school, everybody dropped Bakugan and jumped onto Chaotic. It was like crazy.
Whoa,
like people would actually like hang out in the library after school and play Chaotic up there. And
like good old Tom Majors in like episode 1.
Yeah. And like we would play Chaotic online and everything. God,
Did you have like laptops and everything?
Well, not at school or anything like that. We'd play like the desk, like, but like, I'm talking about like everybody would also talk about their online like win-loss ratios and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was great. I remember I had this one friend. and his mom took us up to Target and said, okay, you guys can each get like
Oh my
10.
god.
Yeah, Target was like our main way of getting packs, and we each had like
Dude, same. I've never saw Chaotic at Walmart, even though I see like ads saying like Walmart exclusive. I'm like, BS, I've never seen that before.
Oh god,
Why you gotta lie to me like that, Amazon?
Walmart was just straight up like out of the picture for me because they were just too far away. So we'd go to Target.
Fair.
We'd get all these packs and everything, and I'll never forget. God. I'll never forget the time that I got a structure check and I pulled my heptad, and my friend was like, "Oh my god, dude, I need that heptad." And I'm like, "No, it's my first ever ultra. That's good. I'd only ever pulled the only ultra I'd ever pulled before that was Niparu Jungle.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, because I did not have. So I just said, sorry, I'm getting distracted. My aunt is texting me about fixing my fan and stuff, and
Yep.
So God, where was I going? Oh yeah, so I pulled that heptad, and my dog is at my door because she's freaking out from the storm. Hang on.
You're all good. Let him in. Join the dog party.
Yeah, getting distracted everywhere. So anyway, I pulled heptad, and my friend was like, he knew how much I wanted Blastotan, and so he was like, if you give me the heptad, if I ever pull Blastotan, he's yours. And I'm like, dude, you have worse luck than me. How are you ever going to get a Blastotan?
That won't happen.
The very next day, he calls me.
No.
And he's like, you're never going to believe what I pulled. And I'm like, what? And he pulled he pulled a Blastotan with max energy. And then he taunted me with it. I'm like, oh, dude, I'll trade you the heptad now. I'll even trade you the online one. He's like, nope. You want to give me it? Yeah.
Oh my god. You unlocked a deep memory for me, though. Oh my god, that's funny.
Oh god, I gotta hear this.
Okay, so this was when the online version of the game went to like the 3D, like rock base looking, table looking interface, whatever it was called. Anyway, so me and my brother, we were playing, and he didn't get it straight away because a lot of kids my age just didn't understand computers, but I happened to pick up on it. So I'm playing, and I wound up getting, and this will show you how, you know, what cards meant to me at the time. I whipped out a Tachyon that I got, and at the time I didn't realize it was Ripple Foil, and I wound up selling it, and I was like, oh no. Max energy too, man.
Nice.
So I'm playing it, and this person goes, "Hey, yours is busted. It doesn't have fire attacks." And I've never seen another Tachyon before, so I'm assuming he's right. And he goes, "If you trade it to me, I'll give you some other card, you know, and I'll send it to get it fixed." And I thought that you could just do that. I'm like, oh, sure. So we opened up the thing, and I traded him. And I don't even remember what card he gave me. It was like a common, I think it was. Actually, no, I remember exactly what it was. It was Miklon.
Oh, my God.
it was Miklon. And I'm like, oh, I have him in the structure deck, but okay, cool. This one's got slightly better stats. Cool. Never saw that Tachyon ever again. And I couldn't help but look back on it. I'm like, you damn fool.
Oh, jeez.
No, I have many trading horror stories. Like, oh, jeez. And it's not even with just Chaotic. It's like with a bunch of stuff.
Oh my god, when I first got into Yu-Gi-Oh, I got scammed out of all my good cards.
No!
Yeah. But, like, with Chaotic, I remember I got scammed so stupid hard and begged the customer service so much to help me out with it that they actually made a forum post saying, hey, don't be an idiot like this guy. Basically. So,
What Wow, you outright created a forum.
So basically, I was desperate to get a Blaziken after what happened with my friend, and I posted my heptad up on the trading thing for Blaziken, and I said any stats, any. I didn't care. Well, nobody wanted heptad for Blaziken. That would be stupid. And I eventually get a PM from somebody saying, "Hey, for reasons I can't explain, I can't put my Blaziken on here, but I can give you his code, and if
no.
you, yeah, so I'll trade you my Mudinu, regular Mudinu, and dang it, my aunt is calling me. We will have to pick this back up here in a minute, so...
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Okay, I'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back. Sorry about that interruption, guys. It's gonna be like 2 seconds for you, but whatever. So,
yeah, meanwhile for us it was a little while.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, at the time I got scammed out of my heptad. So,
yes.
So I posted the trade. Nobody was biting. I got a PM eventually from somebody, and he's like, "Hey, you want Blaziken, right? Well, I can't give you the Blaziken in the trade, but I can give you the code, and I'll just trade you my Mudinu." And I'm not talking about champion and guard. It was just regular plain Mudinu. And I'm
no.
So me being a stupid, like, 12-year-old or however old I was like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And so we did it, and then he sent me a code, and it wasn't a code for Blaziken, it was a code for Jumbad, or whatever his name was. And I'm like, "Dude, you sent me the wrong code." And then I pestered him, and he blocked me, and he
oh no.
So I just flat out got scammed. And of course you can't do a trade back or anything like that. And once he puts it in a deck, it's hard locked into his system. So I was screwed over. So I contacted customer service and reported them. And they're like, "Well, you agreed to the trade. We can't do anything about this." And I'm like, "But he scammed me." And the customer service person's like, "Well, I'm sorry, but you agreed to the trade, and we can't do anything about it." And I'm just like,
jeez.
Yeah. So I can't remember if I bothered them anymore, but I do remember that they ended up, and I guess this is becoming a problem or something, or if I was just the final nail in the coffin on this, and they ended up doing a forum post basically saying, "Please do not trade cards for codes. You cannot guarantee that code is the actual card that you want, and or heck, if it's even been used, like." I remember hearing about somebody who got scammed like that, and the code was for the right card, but the code was already used, and yeah. And they basically,
Jesus.
Yeah, and they basically said that they can't do anything about it if you do this, and I learned my lesson.
Oh my god, I just think about like the one time where I traded a super valuable card. I'm not entirely sure if it's still valuable today because I don't keep up with Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that. But I was super knuckle deep, and I still am. I was really, really knuckle deep into the Six Samurais.
Oh yeah.
And I have like a tournament winning deck. Like I've won several with this one, and I wanted a third Shien. I don't remember if it's prismatic rare or whatever it is, but like I had two that were that rarity, like the highest whatever it was at the time.
It was secret, so.
Right, whatever it was. If it was a secret, cool. I'm sure somebody will say something.
Oh wait, was he an ulti? I can't remember. I mean, I know he came in secret, but I think he might have also been an ulti in that.
Probably.
Yeah,
but anyhow, I was so desperate to get a third one. I brought my trade binder with me, but in there, I thought I had a defect Stardust Dragon. Turns out I learned about this rarity years later called Ghost Rare.
Oh my god!
So this person comes over with like with his Shien, and I'm looking at it, I was like, "Oh dude, I'll trade you this broken Stardust." And he kind of looks at me and he goes, "Dude, are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And like and I have no idea like what it was. And so he goes, "Listen, are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, buddy, let's go." We made the trade, and then years later I found out, I'm like, God!
So I'm just gonna check because I'm curious. Because Ghost Rider Stardust, Stardust Dragon is like one of the biggest fan favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards out there.
Oh, totally.
And right now, oh my god, I hate it when people put gem cards. Like cards that have been like rated. It's just so stupid. So right now, if you want a Ghost Rider Stardust, the cheapest one is a Japanese version, which keep in mind is not playable in the TCG, is $115. The cheapest playable one in the TCG is $280, and that's not first ed.
Mine was first ed. That's the problem.
There's some idiot trying to get a PSA 10 sold for $20,000. That's never gonna happen.
Well, I mean, I think about eFlar, and there was one online. It was like over $1,000, and it sold, and I'm like, oh no.
So there's a big difference between like real rarity and artificial rarity. Like the Ghost Rider Stardust are like legitimately like super like annoyingly rare nowadays. It doesn't help that all these Ghost Rares and Ultis are going up because Konami stopped printing them in the TCG, with the exception of the OTS packs. I hate that they did that, and the Prismatics are not a good replacement because they are just as annoyingly rare, being only in first edition sets. But Iflar, I mean, granted, from what I understand, he is like one of the hardest Ultras to pull out of his set. But when you take into account that there are people out there who own 20 plus of him, and it's literally just because they like the card and are preventing everybody else from getting it. I'm trying to say this in a nice way because I know the guy who has like 30 of them, and he is a pretty good friend of mine. I'd just like to take a little jabs at him. But that's artificial scarcity, that's 20, 30 less people who can even consider owning one, and that's what's driving up the price. In addition to the real scarcity with Turn of the Tide packs becoming increasingly hard to get. So, it's a horrible combination of the two. Not to mention there's scalpers and all that other wonderful stuff too. So, God, I hate buyout culture. I really do.
I mean, like I've mentioned this before. Like investing in it, eFlar, and then I thought about it, I'm like, I like rent.
Yeah.
But I feel bad too because I'm like, well, I know one of these days I might pull it in a video and it'll be cool. But then I'm like, what are the odds of that?
I mean, I remember one time I bought so my dad gave me $500 because he won the lottery, and he gave me and my sisters $500 each and told us to spend it on whatever. And I bought, I want to say like $200 worth of packs at the time, and that got me. This was back when Chaotic was like dead still, obviously, but it wasn't like to the point where stuff was getting ridiculously expensive now. Because like just getting 12 packs is like $80 for Turn of the Tide, but I managed to get like 200 packs, and I pulled 2 Iflar and like 2 Yaka Spookers because I was trying to go for a Prince Medina champion at a guard.
Right.
And because he's in Turn of the Tide as like a 1 in 500 chance, or no, 1 in 300 something chance. But he's only,
really?
Yeah, so something really cool that TCG Digital did, and I really hope to do this for moving on forward with Chaotic, is that certain promos would get put into later sets after their release as like incredibly rare cards, but annoyingly they were only in certain kinds of packs because my dog is bouncing at my door. So like with certain packs, so like the packs sent to OTS stores were different from the packs that were sent to Walmart and stuff. Come on, do you want in my room or not? Come on. My dog is just staring at me like... Okay.
Passed out.
Now she's just like... She knocked on my door, and then she looks at me like, hey, give me food.
I feel for that.
So, you can only pull Mudinu Champion out of one of those special packs. I can't remember which one off the top of my head.
Uh-huh.
You can't pull them out of just one, like any old pack. You have to pull them out of a specific kind, and you have like a 1 in like, I think it's like 287 chance or something like that.
Holy crap.
Yeah, Yaka Spooker, you have like a 1 in 144 chance. So that means technically 1 in every 144 packs. Which I pulled 2 out of like 200 something.
I mean, hey.
I hate the card.
It's so ugly.
Oh god, he's got a better design than his original, but like I just those should have at least one of those should have been a Mudinu. But hey, I'm not gonna complain. I did get one from a friend of mine as a gift before I pulled those 2, and they ruined my like for the card. And I did eventually get a champion, and I still have them. So
that's awesome.
Yep. Alrighty, so
I mean,
oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're all good. No, I was gonna say, I mean, like, if something like that just showed up in my mail, I'd freak out. I'd go like, oh.
Yeah, I remember when somebody messaged me about that. I'm like, "Are you sure?" And
like, do you understand the cost of this?
Well, at the time, he really wasn't that expensive. I don't remember. I think one sold for like $300 on eBay or something, and
no kidding.
Yeah, so the dude who had it just wanted to give it to me, and I talked him into just trading it, and so I think I traded him like an Ursus, a Maxor, and something else, because I feel bad whenever people just give me something expensive like that or anything like that. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like I deserve it. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, oh, my fiance just texted me. Anyway, I was like, why is my pocket vibrating? Anyway, when like thinking about the whole, getting stuff exclusive in packs, I remember I was buying a bunch. My brother bought a bunch of packs, trying to find me an Ursus, which is where my current Ursus comes from. Because he got it for me because he knew I wanted an Ursus.
Oh dear, I think I know where this is going.
So he's opening packs, and he can't get Ursus, and it's getting him really mad. And eventually he looked it up and he goes, oh. Because he found out you get them in the decks. And we were both like, are you serious? So he kept opening packs, and he wound up getting Jitani and Zamul, and he gave me those. But unfortunately, I traded them or sold them. I don't even remember. But because I was greedy, and I wanted more stuff, and I absolutely regret it to this day.
Dude, I made the exact same mistake. I remember one of my first openings was a box of Alliances Unraveled. Like, I actually managed to find a box for a decent price. Nowadays, Alliances Unraveled, you can't find a box. You can't even find single packs, like, ever.
Which is why I wish I recorded mine, because I'm like, I want people to see this. But in my silent stance, I'm like, here's what the box actually looks like.
Mm-hmm. So I opened up that box and didn't pull them, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's just a bad luck. And then everybody on the comments is like, oh, you don't even get them in here. You only get Ursus out of the structure decks. And I really want to pick up some more of those structure decks to keep doing the search for Ursus and stuff like that. But their prices are climbing. Like, I don't want to pay $20 for a single deck. Like,
because I mean, like, I don't know, man. I feel like once the game comes back, I get the feeling like a lot of the supers and ultras are gonna skyrocket, especially like KOR Maxor and like some of the show staples.
Yeah, it depends on what they do for sure. If they allow us to use the old cards, but like in like a legacy format kind of thing, I could totally see that happening. If they allow us to use the old cards just in standard play, but they also re-release the cards, that would be very interesting, especially if they keep the same layout. I know there's some people who really like the card design and some who don't. Personally, I really like it, but that's just me.
I mean, I think about it, I'm like, I wonder if they're just gonna wipe the database clean and just go like, okay, whatever codes you have, I just punch them in. But at the same time, for the people who took a bunch of photos or videos showing the codes are completely screwed.
Yeah. like, people have told me that I really need to, like, start covering the codes in my videos, and I'm like, at this point, I don't really care, you know? I mean, I would hope that I would be able to at least try and get my most expensive ones or my most important ones loaded in, but I have genuine hope that they don't just let us punch in the old codes and everything. I would hope that maybe if you do, you get, like, I don't know, a special prize or token or something, like, you know, like maybe they could bring back the chaotic coins idea that they were going to do, and like, oh, you punch them in, you get like an extra amount of coins or something.
Either that or like you punch it in and it's like, here's a free digital pack or something like that.
Oh my god, that would be wonderful.
I mean, like that. I mean, I pitched a bunch of ideas to, BG and Epic Story because I've been emailing both those folks back and forth and just pitching ideas. And that was one of them. I'm like, well, if you guys decide, hey, screw it, we're just going to keep the database. Why not have it so that way if you enter your code, like, you can only do it once per account. This is my logic. You can only do it once per account. Like, let's say I enter my code for KR because I've never entered it before. It's my childhood one. Mm-hmm. But somebody else decides to enter it in. They get like a small amount of like chaotic coins, and you can use those to like buy packs or even trade it in for your own KO or something like that. Yeah. Nothing crazy, but like kind of like a mobile game where it's like you get 5 coins every hour. Like you get an extra like, I don't know, 5 or 10 coins or what have you, or whatever they decide to do.
Yeah.
Or if they really want to get spicy, they could use even numbers, or rather numbers that end in not a 0 and not a 5.
Give them 12 coins and like that reminds me, so I'm not the biggest fan of Magic. I've tried getting into it, but a friend of mine, after I did my Godzilla uploads, trying to get the Godzilla cards out of the recent packs, because dude, I'm obsessed with Godzilla. I love him so much, and I just had to get those cards, and so I've been trying out Magic Arena, and I kind of like what they do where you can get packs for basically free by just doing daily stuff, and you get these coins, and that could be totally what you could do with like Chaotic, where you're like, oh, you type in Ursus, and maybe if it's the new Ursus for the new Chaotic, you get the card, and then if it's the old Ursus, you get like, I don't know, enough coins to get a single pack out of whatever set or whatever. I don't know.
Like the card's actual worth.
Yeah. Or something, it'd be interesting. Now, I don't think they can do the card's actual worth because that would mean they would have to monitor a secondary market, which brings in some very sketchy stuff.
True.
Yeah, people hate it when card games do it. Like, I think Magic got into some big trouble for doing it. Yu-Gi-Oh! There's been no accusations in it, but I'm sure it wouldn't surprise me if they've done it. And all that. But what I was thinking is more like, oh, if it's common, you get like 5 coins. Uncommons, you get 20 or 10 or something, and then just kind of scale from there. Make it related to the card's rarity.
Yeah, because it's like if you punch in like a hearing, I'm like, there's 5 coins, but if like you punch in like, let's say K, or here's 200 coins, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I do hope they bring back like the avatar system where you can customize what your
Oh my god. Like. So on my chaotic survey, I mentioned how there are 2 types of ways I could see this going about. Either have it so that way it's like a lobby and you have like a custom avatar like classic chaotic, or have it set up like, do you remember Club Penguin by any chance?
Yes, I played it a little bit. I didn't get into it like my sister did, but
right. Well, like, in that game, there was, like, an open-world hub, and I was thinking, well, what if you had your avatar and you're running around that open-world hub? So what would you rather have, the interface or that open-world hub? I don't even remember what the results were, but I was surprised because it was kind of I got a lot of DMs, actually, saying, what does that mean?
So...
And I'm like, it means this.
So, on one hand, the way I look at it is, like, how, is like with fighting games, because I love fighting games, and
oh my god, don't even get me started.
And Arc System Works, as much as I love them, they have been tinkering around with the idea of multiplayer menus, trying to make it basically go from, oh, you click on what you want to do and yada yada yada, to where you're actually in a virtual arcade thing. Like in the most recent Guilty Gear Rev 2, whenever you go onto the online multiplayer, you got your little avatar and you actually walk up to a virtual arcade machine and hit that, and then you select your character and you're like, okay, I want to play this character at this arcade machine. Somebody else has to walk up, jump on the other one, and then you can fight. Doing something like that for Chaotic, where we get like a virtual,
where you go to like drones and stuff.
Yeah, like where you can walk to the drones and stuff and all that. On paper, it would sound really cool, and I think it'd be really nice for having a option to do that. Like, let's say you download the Chaotic client and you get brought to the main menu and you can choose to go to the port court or you can jump into a game right away. If you go into the port court, you can chill and relax and can be like where you can meet with your friends and chat and meet other people, challenge each other to duels and
trade
stuff.
And what have you.
Yeah, and it'd be really cool. But if you don't want to mess with that, you could still trade and do battling straight from the menus. I feel like that'd be the best way to go about doing it, because having a big open area where you can do all this stuff, it's cool on paper, but whenever you just want to hop on in and do a quick match or two before you got to go to work, you don't want to go and sit through a lobby and walk around and go to a drone.
Right.
But I feel like they could totally do that too. Like, that'd be really cool to be able to actually like walk around in the Chaotic drones. Get challenged by Codemaster. Get your butt kicked by Ganon in a match. Dude, that'd be so cool if they like actually brought in like Codemasters and stuff using cards from future sets and all that. You there? I think we lost him. Okay.
In and out.
Oh, are you there?
Hold up. In and out.
What? Dude, I think something's up with your microphone.
There, I saved the day.
That's not
good. Wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know what up with... That's so weird.
Yeah, no, because you just cut out. I was like, huh.
Yeah, I did it for you too. I guess it's because of the internet due to the rain and all that or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh, well.
But yeah, as I was saying, how cool would it be if like you're into port drones and everything, and oh hey, you got 10 wins in a row, and then a Codemaster challenges you, and then you go and fight him, and he's got like all these crazy cards from like 10 sets in the future, and you're like,
oh Jesus. Ariak me death.
Oh my god, that would be so cool, for partly because you get to see like what's coming up in the future with Chaotic and everything.
Oh, that'd be cool, like a preview.
Yeah,
and you get to like, ooh.
It'd also be,
that's good.
It'd be great for being just a boss battle too, like, because otherwise, if the Codemasters are just playing whatever the meta decks are, you can prepare for it and study for it. But if they got this super secret deck that's gonna kick your butt, I don't know. I just feel like that would be. I mean,
like that would be something.
Like, there could be some arguments for it being unfair, but my god, it would be so cool.
That would be super gnarly. I'd be into it.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so... Sorry, tired. You there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, yeah, I think it's cutting in and out again, so that's not good. What time do we got going here? We got 24 minutes. Cool. So, while we were on the break earlier from my aunt calling me and stuff like that, you wanted to hear about how I got that Now or Never deck, right? What in that? It says I'm constantly making noise. I mean, my fan's going crazy, but that's it. This ain't good.
Yes. Well, now it's just silence.
There we go. I don't know what's up with Discord. We might have to cut this off early. I don't like saying that, but that storm's knocking out the internet or something.
What's up?
You there? This ain't good. Okay, I'm gonna try ending the call and calling back. Let's see if this fixes it. Okay. You there? Can you hear me? Connecting. Okay. Well, this is annoying. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the. I'm gonna end the recording for now. Hey guys, we are back. Sorry about the jump cut there.
The electric bungalow.
Discord decided to disconnect, and yeah, it was stormy. So here we are trying again with part 2, which is just gonna be
part 2, the electric bungalow.
Oh my god, I've been seeing so many of those memes going around lately. Pardon me.
Don't die on me now.
Sorry, my allergies have been killing me today.
Oh, you're all good, man. You're all good.
Yeah, I just hope not. Literally, that would suck.
Yeah, no, that would suck. This just in: low tier for life is now high tier for life is 6 feet under. That'd be horrible.
Oh god, I would be real low tier for life then. 6 feet underground. Oh god.
Jeez.
Dark humor.
That's where we've escalated to. That's what 2020's done to us.
Oh my god. 2020 has been a hell of a year. I remember when we were just in March, I saw a meme going around. Have you ever seen Has Been Hotel? Quiet. Well, anyways, there was a meme going around, and it was a screenshot of Has Been Hotel where one of the demon guys is like smiling as he's destroying something at the end of the episode, and then all the other characters are like shocked in horror, and it was like 2017, 2016, 2018, 2019 as like all the characters shocked in horror, and then the dude destroying stuff evilly and everything, and it's just like 3 months of 2020, and I'm like.
If that ain't an accurate description, I don't know what is.
This still applies for good old 6 months into 2020. Actually, now we're into 7 months into 2020. So, June was crazy. What do you think is going to happen in July at this point?
Oh my god. I mean, like, with it just being July 1st, right? With it just being July 1st, I can't help but think about, oh god, well, here we go.
Aliens, Godzilla, Krakatoa.
The dinosaurs have resurrected.
There was actually apparently some seismic activity coming from Krakatoa again. And
oh no.
You've heard about Krakatoa and how the last time that thing blew up, people heard it around the world. Like
yeah. So I can't. Jeez, could you just imagine like you just hear the slap bang, you're like, oh, what's up, and then you just turn on the news. It's like, oh yeah, no, Godzilla's just stomping around. No big deal. It's 2020. Nothing surprises us anymore.
God, there is that super volcano under Washington State Park, I think it is.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard about that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that whole state park is basically a super volcano. And
Yeah.
if that were to blow, which according to scientists, it's
oh no.
so according to scientists, that thing is way overdue. If that thing goes, it's taken the entire continent of America with it, of North America with it.
Yeah, I mean that would suck.
Oh god, I just probably jinxed it. I jinxed it.
Oh no.
If that thing blows, I take responsibility.
Kind of like how you, as a young boy, took responsibility for destroying Chaotic with cringiness.
Oh my god, I was. So you saw that?
I did. I watched that video after we wrapped up part 1. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to watch this because now I'm intrigued. I'm like, oh no, you poor boy.
Oh my god, I remember writing that post, and I pictured myself as like the chaotic Martin Luther King doing an "I Have a Dream" speech about like chaotic being a better thing, and like they can't play it. When I was just being a whiny little kid. Oh my god, I rightfully got dunked on, and
I just now want somebody to take a Photoshop version of just like your profile picture on YouTube and just post it over like Martin Luther King. Like, I have a chaotic dream.
Oh my god. God, I remember when I was writing that out, I pictured myself on because especially when I was a kid, I was a really active imagination person, and
for sure.
And we were learning about Martin Luther King and presidents and stuff, and I just picture myself as like a CEO or as I said, more like basically doing a chaotic version of it. And yeah, that was cringy. I got rightfully dunked on.
I mean, hey, we all do cringy stuff. You know, we have fun with it though.
Yeah, especially when I was a stupid kid. Oh my god, I could write a book about all the stupid stuff I did as a kid.
Oh my god. Well, you just reminded me of something funny. Just like kids and like cringy things. Like, because I have little nieces and nephews and cousins and all that, and I have some cousins who live up north, up in Washington, and I plan on moving over there soon. Don't know how soon, but eventually it'll happen. But they have this game up there which is called Yellow Car, which the idea is there's whenever you see a car or a motorcycle or whatever zip on by, you'd go like, oh, yellow car or yellow van or whatever. But here, where I live in Arizona, there's a lot more red cars. So when they came down to visit to go to a water park with me and my pops, I'm like, hey, instead of yellow car, how about red car? So like, what's that? And so I'm like, imagine yellow car but red. And they're like, well, how do you play? I'm like, are you kidding me? So anyway, after like an hour of trying to like get it through to them, we're driving over to this water park, and it's me, my pops, and my 2 cousins. Driving, and they're just going back and forth. Red car, red van, red bus. They're just going off. Just absolutely losing their minds. And it's like a 30-minute drive. So about 25 minutes in, my pops turns and looks at me and notices I got like, am I allowed to swear here?
Go ahead. I mean, I don't personally curse even in my personal life, but hey, go ahead and curse if it's like, I don't care. You there? Hardrock. Hello? No, not another disconnect.
Oh no!
Oh, there you are.
No.
Hey,
am I?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hooray! Oh my god, I was gonna panic. It's gonna say not again. But anyhow, am I allowed to swear on the show?
Go ahead. I mean, personally, I don't swear even in my personal life, but I don't care if people on my channel swear. You know.
Well, for the sake of this conversation, I'll just say beep. So we're driving, and my grandpa turns to me and notices that I have a beep-eating grin. I'm sure you could fill in the blank. Um, turns around, notices me, and notices that I'm smiling, and he knows what I did. Like, and then he just kind of turns and looks at me, and he goes, "Watch this." So about the last little minute in, not a single red car zips by. Finally, this red Ferrari zips on by. My youngest turns and goes, "Red car." He pulls over, hooks around, and screams at her, "Your butt's gonna be red in a minute." And then she just starts screaming and crying. Ah! Like boogers are coming down. It was great.
Oh, jeez. That reminds me of when my little sister was really young. She would she loved seeing birds up on wires and stuff. And every time we would see one, she'd go, "Birds on wire!" Every time, and it was adorable.
Oh, no.
But like it'd be just so random sometimes. I mean, it was a game she would play with like my aunt and stuff. Our aunt and stuff, but it just reminds me of that.
I mean, to me, that sounds cute because it's like little kids being little kids.
Yep. And it was cute.
I mean, like, this just makes me want to go back and visit some of my family, but I know, like, I probably can't because of the whole, cough cough.
Yep. I mean, heck, my family's going to have our first family gathering on Sunday in months, and I'm honestly kind of nervous about it. There was a story the other day about a family that got together for a birthday party, and then like 20 people in the family got sick with the virus.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I can't afford to get sick.
I mean, I don't think anyone really can, but I definitely will say I know you can't. Like, like at all.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, if I got like bedridden sick for a while, not only would that screw over my monetary income, but then also it'd make it really hard to like find a new job for teaching, because I've been trying to do that, and good lord, like, it's already hard enough. Most places that are hiring right now are high schools or Catholic.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, or Catholic schools, and they want you to join the archdiocese, and I'm tired of doing paperwork, but I'm at this point where I might have to cave and join.
Right.
And like, God, I mean, like, I'm just hoping that my application to this one place gets accepted. It's a part-time job as a teaching assistant, and it would be wonderful. Like, even just to get my foot in the door somewhere.
Low tier teaching. Low tier for teaching.
Oh god, low tier teaching could be like a actual like series where I teach people how to play the game. I kind of did that with Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, with Chaotic 1 for like 101, and I'm still upset nobody got the joke with the thumbnail.
Oh my god.
So I put Chaotic, like its logo, and then so in Yu-Gi-Oh! Have you heard of the number monsters?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I put Chaotic, and then I put number 101 next to it in the thumbnail.
Nice.
So it's Chaotic 101, and I don't know, I thought it was a clever.
I like it. I like that.
I don't know if you watch my main channel at all, but I do archetype analysis and stuff, and I try to come up with jokes for every card and like the titles of the PowerPoints, and sometimes people will get it. Like one of them, like there was this one for the Vendread archetype, which are based on like Resident Evil and stuff, and one of the monsters is called Vendread Chimera and stuff. And in its PowerPoint title, I put Edward, just like in dots and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know how many people are gonna get this. One person did, and he said he hates me for it. Do you get the reference? I don't know how much anime you watch, but oh no. Not the silence.
Oh no.
You're back.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Okay, it seems like every time I panic, I have to type it out, and it works.
That's so weird. What is up with Discord? I mean, I know it's storming again, so that might be why, but like, it's not raining at this specific moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
The perils of doing a podcast over the internet, but I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't have the money to fly people out and do a podcast.
I mean, I don't have the money. I mean, if I could, I would totally just zip on by and just go like, "What up?" Just sit here with mediocre gas station donuts and call it a day.
God, that I don't know where I'm going with that train of thought. That would be cool to do one of these days. I do have a friend who said that he'd really like to meet me one day, and he would be wonderful to be on the podcast. I know people would be ecstatic to see him, or at least for the veterans. I told you about him, Elemental Draco.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't remember if it was him or one of my other friends, but he was thinking about doing like a cross country tour one of these days, and he was telling me how much he'd really like to come and see me one of these days because he wants to drive through Missouri, and I think it was him. I'm not entirely for sure now that I'm saying it. Like, holy crap.
I mean, I plan on visiting every state, eventually. So whenever I get to this particular states, I will make like a mass post saying, "Hey, whoever's here, let me know, and I'll come by and we'll hang out."
That reminds me. On the Chaotic Facebook page that I'm a part of, every now and then I'll see people be like, "Hey, anybody live here? I want to hang out and play Chaotic," and I'm like, I just hope one of these guys doesn't get doxxed or something.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude, that reminds me of this one time. This kid he just posted his flat out address and everything in the comments of one of my videos.
Oh, what a fool!
So he was like, "Dude, I love your videos. I would love to hang out sometime. Here's my address and all this, and I'd love for you to come over." And I deleted the post like right away, and
very good call.
And I clicked on his channel because I'm like, okay, this has to be a kid, and I found a link to his Facebook page, and so then I went to his Facebook page, found out who his parents was, and I'm like, hey, so and so said this, and his dad was like, oh my god, thank you, my son has mental problems and does stuff like that every now and then without thinking, and he was like really appreciative with me with that.
Well, it was cool and didn't go like, "You freaking pedo" or something like that.
Yeah, I felt kind of weird for like doing like everything like that, but I am a very paranoid kind of person whenever it comes to stuff like that. My brain goes to worst case scenario with pretty much anything. And I don't know if I just have very strong paternal instincts or something like that, but I was like, okay, this is clearly a kid. I gotta figure out something. And thankfully I was able to get in contact with his parents and was like, hey, this happened. I deleted it, but you might want to keep an eye on him better.
Yeah, make sure your kid doesn't start causing the electric boogaloo.
Oh god, I'm just happy it all worked out, and I mean I caught it like right away, and was able to get it off the page before anybody could do anything malicious. Because there are people out there who are just abhorrent people, which sucks. You there? Come on, Discord. There you are.
I have... Damn it, again! I was gonna say, I have an idea, and I could just connect to my phone, because I don't really have to worry about the internet with my phone, so maybe it might be my end.
It might be. I don't know. I am actually getting new internet next week, which I can't wait for.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So right now we have Spectrum. We're gonna switch over to AT&T, and they're gonna do fiber optic internet, whatever that is. And it's basically like a more direct connection instead of bouncing off a pole. So right now, my internet is technically shared with like 8 other people in the neighborhood. And what this fiber optic thing is it's going to be like directly funneled to my house.
Oh.
Yeah, so I won't have to share it with any other people.
Well, that's positive.
Yeah.
Well, here, let me give my little attempt going so that way we don't have any more interruptions.
Okay.
Because I think I figured my end out, so hopefully this will work.
Alrighty.
Alright, give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Ooh, my computer froze. There we go.
Whoop, there we go.
Oh, hey, there you are.
Oh my god, that is much better. I figured it out. I just had to switch to my phone.
Dude, the audio quality sounds a bit better, too. Wow.
Are you serious? I'm using, like, cheap-ass dollar store earphones.
I don't know, but there's a noticeable difference. But I maybe it's just me, but it does sound better.
Okay, well, that's good. So, looks like we figured it out.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah. Watch, like, 2 seconds in, we're like, oh, great. Now we're in the freaking apocalypse. But anyhow, what were we talking about now before?
I don't even remember, darn it.
Oh, we were talking about that kid who sent you the address.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's horrible people out there who would take advantage of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame that there are people out there. I mean, heck, there's one person on Twitter who, like, by the way, I hate Twitter, but I find myself addicted to it. Like, I go onto it way too much.
I feel for that. I absolutely feel for that.
I mainly use it to keep in touch with friends, and to follow a lot of my favorite artists, which, by the way, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, follow me. It's in the description. And I'll put...
Shameless plug.
Dude, I am finally actually managing to hold 200 followers. There was a time where I would get, like, to 200 followers, and then I would lose, like, 2 or 3, and then I'd get 2 or 3, and then I'd lose 2 or 3, and I just kept bouncing between 197 and 200, and now I'm at 204 finally.
Well, that's good. I mean, like, me personally, I'm just like, well, if you follow me on Twitter, you follow me, and that's just the end of it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even tweet out much other than every now and then. I've thought about doing, like, longer Twitter threads or something like that, like...
just a wall of text.
Well, mostly just kind of sharing my thoughts on games, anime, whatever happens to be on my mind at the moment, but...
By the way, speaking of anime collections, I don't know if we said this either in part 1 or even in this part, but looking at your step 1 to the chaotic coming back thing, you have an impressive anime wall, dude. Like, holy crap, that was awesome.
That's not even everything. I can't fit everything on one shelf.
Oh my god, that sounds awesome.
So I'm actually hoping to save up for some shelves sometime in July. Of course, with my fan breaking, I don't know about that now, but we'll see.
We will see.
I'm talking me and my family, okay?
No, I know.
But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so thanks for one thing. Yeah, I got an anime coming in, hopefully soon. Zombieland Saga. Oh my god.
Ooh.
I love that anime. It was... So actually, like, I had a phase where I got out of anime for a little bit. And then...
Right.
3 anime got me back in. And they were all in the same season. It was Zombieland Saga, which is a hilarious comedy... freaking idol anime. I've never tried idol anime before. I have a friend who's obsessed with Love Live, but I don't get it.
I don't know what that is.
You're better off.
Okay. Noted.
I'm joking for one thing, but yeah, the Love Live fandom's scary. So Zombieland Saga, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, which is
My brother loves that anime.
dude. So there's a character from it named Milum who is one of my all-time favorite characters in like anime in general, especially later on in the series whenever she gets a lot more fleshed out. And I have all of her figures either in my possession or on order.
Oh, there you go.
She is one of the few characters that I will actually run out and like pre-order the first thing I see. And that being said, I'm probably gonna have like. Thankfully, I don't think she's getting any more figures this year, so that's good.
That's good for your wallet.
Yes, very much so. And then like it's one of those few really good isekais. And then the other anime was Goblin Slayer, which
Ooh,
yeah,
I know that's popular.
that one I heard about because people were getting mad about it on the internet, and typically, well, because Crunchyroll advertised it like your standard cutesy adventure series, and it looks like that in the first few minutes, and
Oh no.
people think it's and heck, I remember one reaction channel was like, "This is just like Konosuba because it's cute and funny," and then you get to the reality of the situation.
Oh no.
And
Just takes a turn.
so it's like a D&D campaign. All the characters are named after whatever their class is and everything. And
Oh, that's awesome. As somebody who loves D&D, I'm intrigued.
dude, whenever the female lead high priestess is signing up for like being an adventurer in the first episode, you get a brief look at the adventurer sign up sheet, and it looks exactly like a D&D page.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the author is noted as being a diehard D&D player.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And by the way, the gods in the series are referred to as, if I remember right, the DMs or something like that. And
Oh my god.
the sentient races are called PCs. Or prayer characters, or prayer, oh god, what was it? Prayer something. I can't remember what the C stands for, but,
Right.
basically they're prayer creatures, for people who pray and stuff, but, you know, it's clearly meant to be player characters. While,
Right.
like, creatures like the goblins and stuff are called the non-prayer characters or whatever.
Okay.
There's all these different references and stuff. And in fact, the main character, Goblin Slayer, the author has stated that he's based off of a Munchkin type character, the Japanese Munchkin role. I don't know much about D&D, but that was his statement in an interview once. But anyways, so the series is a lot darker. It's not like Berserk levels of dark or anything.
Oh, for sure. Or like Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, so like the main character, Goblin Slayer. So basically, the female main character, High Priestess, and her friend, and she basically goes and joins up, and then she joins up with this party of like random people. And they go off to go and kill some goblins, which, everybody's like, goblins, that's easy. Let's just go do it. We'll be back and real quick and make some money and all that fun
And I
stuff.
mean, with the name Goblin Slayer, I mean, like...
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Goblins in video games and goblins in general, even in the series, are easy when they're alone. But when you got a horde of them, and they're in their natural habitat of a cave... and you're easily disoriented and overcocky, they can overpower you very easily.
I mean, I believe it. It's Animu.
Yeah, so these bunch of arrogant newbies go into this cave to go and kill some goblins. The fighter with the sword, his sword is way too big to use in a cave. he tries swinging it and to kill a goblin, and it hits the wall, and then he gets mauled by him to death.
Jesus!
That's not the worst thing. The goblins are a male-only race and require females of other races to reproduce. And they will do anything they can to get that. And that was the big point of contention, because the goblins will capture and do horrible things to the women that they can get their hands on. And there you do get to see 2 seconds.
Gets graphic.
It does get graphic, but I'm talking it's like 2 frames of 2 seconds in the first episode, and it does get more graphic as things go on. But again, it never gets as dark as like Berserk or Devilman or anything.
Right.
And then like Goblin Slayer comes in to rescue, but like half the team's dead. One has been carried off and is, well, a toy at this point to them. And then the other is about to be killed, and horrible things done to her, and that's when Goblin Slayer comes in to rescue. And for the most part, the series isn't so much as a doom and gloom, gritty kind of thing. It has those moments, but the series really more focuses on Goblin Slayer's rehabilitation. Goblin Slayer is a dude who was so horribly mentally scarred at like the age of 10 by goblins coming and raiding his village. He watched his friends and family get brutally killed and slaughtered and done horrible things to that I can't say on YouTube.
Demonetized.
Well, I'm not even monetized on this channel, so but like
fair enough, but still.
But like
my point stands.
Yeah. So he went through this horrible thing. He went through like 5 years of intense training under a master who was abusive towards him, but in a way to where he was able to realize that, hey, the world is horrible. I mean, as if he didn't already figure that out.
Right.
And he then like 5 years later, at whenever he's 20 and the start of the series, the dude has been slaying goblins and only goblins. He will not stop until all the goblins are dead. As I said, this is like a
about speciest. But then again, he kind of has like a right, because it's like, man, a whole mass of them just. Yeah. But then again, I don't know.
Yeah, and on top of that, he's a really skilled warrior in general. The dude could take down a dragon if he wants to, and
hell yeah.
Yeah, but he only focuses on goblins because, as he puts it in one episode, even when the Demon Lord is defeated, or while the heroes are fighting the Demon Lord, nobody thinks of the little person. Nobody thinks of the small town in the middle of nowhere that's being raided by goblins. Nobody thinks about going and helping out these people. Nobody cares. They just focus on the Demon Lord. Nobody wants to go and take care of the cleanup. Nobody wants to go and help out the small person. And that's his goal. He doesn't want anybody to go through what he went through. But at the same time, he's become so single-focused and so single-minded that if you try talking to him, the best you're going to get out of him is yes, no, okay, maybe, sure, yes, okay, maybe.
So quick, like, dialogue exchanges.
Yeah, somebody will, like, talk to him, like, a whole bunch, and then he'll go, okay, I see. Yeah, sure, maybe. He's so mentally detached, and...
I was going to say, he sounds super jaded, like Jade Pillar.
Yeah, I mean, he is. He's seen horrible things, he's been through horrible things, and he's just trying to do what's right. And I really hate that people just see that first episode and think, oh my god, this is horrible trash. It's demoralizing to women, even though like most of the like really good characters other than Goblin Slayer himself are women. Heck, I don't really want to spoil it too much since it seems like you're kind of interested. But there's this one character.
That sounds awesome.
It's great. It really is. There's this one character. While Goblin Slayer and his party are all like out there killing goblins and stuff, there's the Demon Lord resurrection. He's trying to take over the world. Well, the heroes are taking care of that. This is the side story. This is like, imagine it like that. Like, if this was a video game, the Dragonborn would be the one out. Like, think of it like Skyrim, where you're the Dragonborn, you're out fighting and killing the dragons and everything, and then you got some random dude in the middle of nowhere killing all the little orcs and stuff and all that.
Right.
I will be right back. My aunt is calling me.
Oh, no problem.
Alrighty. Trying to, again.
We're having all the trouble in the world.
Yeah, it's between Discord and, just family and all that. It's not...
But we trucked through it.
Yep. So... Crap, I forgot what we were even talking about, darn it.
Anime, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were talking about Goblin Slayer. But yeah, seriously, I think that, like, if you're interested in it, give it a shot. It's a lot better than people say it is. The anime has issues, most notably that Goblin Slayer himself, rather because his armor is so complicated. I mean, it really isn't. It's like rather bare bones basic armor, but because it is kind of complicated to animate, they do CGI for him a lot of the times, and it just looks...
Oh.
Yeah. It's because of that I actually recommend reading the manga, because the manga has amazing art, and the artist is really good at drawing the characters, both when they need to be super serious and when they need to be goofy. Because one of my favorite aspects with Goblin Slayer is that it shows how life can be very dark, but also very happy. It's not all doom and gloom all the time, like with Berserk and Devilman and all that. There are moments where they're just chilling, having alcohol around a fire and telling jokes and having fun before they go on an adventure and all that. So it is, like, it's hard to explain, but like it's really, it's something special. I don't think it's the greatest thing in the world, but it is something that's got a near and dear place in my heart.
Well, it sounds like I'm definitely going to have to give it a peek.
Mm-hmm. The novels are pretty good too, but honestly, reading novels bores me so much nowadays.
Fair enough.
I mean, like, I used to be able to smash through a 500-page novel in a week, but now I find it hard to get through a 300-page novel.
I mean, hey, it's not for everybody, so don't feel ashamed.
Well, that's just it, though. I used to love reading books, and now I can't bring myself to read more of them. I can read manga, like, all day long if I wanted to, but novels, not so much.
I mean, like, I think about with my fiance, I mean, like, she barely enjoys reading novels and stuff. It's mostly because, like, school and just all that kind of just forced it, and she was like, yeah, no, I'd rather not.
Oh my god, dude. School is what got me into reading, and it also is what almost got me out because of, so, in high school, about halfway through, they suddenly decided that they wanted everybody to start, because there was a bunch of studies that came out that said that, reading during summer helps kids retain what they learn and all that, and, so they wanted us to start reading books, but they didn't want us to read whatever book we wanted, because... No, we had to read 2 books that we wanted, and then we had to read a book that they wanted us to read. And...
Of course.
The first book they wanted us to read was one of the worst, most horribly boring books I have ever read. It was the one and only book I've ever used SparkNotes for, because I could not get through it, and then I just bummed my way through the essay as much as I could.
What was the book?
The House on Mango Street.
What is that?
I think it's an autobiography, or like, it's something like that. It's very, very close to one. It's like dramatic retellings of this one, of the author's like childhood. And
sure,
it is supposed to be, like, in an ideal world, it's supposed to be fun stories from your childhood, except dramatized to make it even more interesting. Except the way that the author writes is so...
I was gonna say, it doesn't sound like it works.
Yeah, the way that the author writes was so dreadfully dry and boring and horribly. Pacing was slow. The jokes didn't land. Whenever there was ones, but for the most part, it wasn't like fun or interesting stories. It was just like, hey, this happened, and then this happened, and then that happened, and yada 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 yada, and none of it was interesting. It was so horrible.
That's sad.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I remember. So as you know, I'm going to school for. I mean, I just actually graduated school for being a teacher, and one of the books that like was highly recommended for me to like have in like my school, like my class library for kids to read, was The House on Mango Street. And I looked at the person who said that like, are you insane?
Like, are you actually a psychopath?
I would never force that book onto even like my worst of enemies. It was that bad.
Jesus, I was gonna say, that sounds rough.
It was, oh my god, I just even thinking about it. And then
Hello to your recommendation.
Read Dark Life, read Dragon Rider, read Dragon's Milk, read Aragon, the whole series, Del Toro Quest, any of them. Funnily enough, most of those involve dragons, so holy crap.
Well, I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, like, dude, I love dragons. Dragons are so freaking cool.
Dragons are gnarly, man.
Dude, I really, really want to know what the dragons in Chaotic do.
Oh my god. Okay, I have a question, and this is like a debate that I've had with other people. Is Jitani a dragon?
I think, okay, so he's clearly a dragon. Okay, he's clearly...
Yeah, okay, so...
Okay, but here's the thing. I don't think he's a living dragon. So...
Yeah, I think he's like a zombie.
So here's the thing with, so if you, like, Chaotic likes to hide a lot of its lore and card flavor text and all that stuff. But also on top of that, let me see if I can find his render real quick on my phone. I'll pull it up. Darn it, it's not wanting to pop up. But looking at his art, he is clear as day a dragon. Now, one of the interesting things to note about war beasts is that the war beasts that the conjurers actually conjured, like from scratch, have the recklessness and everything. You know, like air. I almost called him Eerie again. Darn it. Like Air, Uberon, Blazitan, Killeron, Core, etc. But then you got Ninrin, and all that, and then you got two interesting side ones that don't have it. The first one is the dinosaur dude. I can't remember his name. Oh yeah, Ixik.
Ixik.
Yeah, he just popped up whenever I clicked on Gintanai's artwork. So you got Ixik, and then you got Gintanai as the two standouts in the War Beast lineup. Now, Ixik is a dinosaur, clear as day. He is a dinosaur.
Yeah, Ixik is like the Godzilla of.
Well, I was gonna say.
I mean, he kind of.
I was gonna say he's more of a T-Rex, but I mean, I guess Godzilla is like based off of a T-Rex kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Ixik actually has high render art for him, so that's cool. So you got Gintanai nice. And you got Ixik. So Ixik is clearly a T-Rex or something similar, and heck, whenever the main cast gets sent to the past, they do even encounter him. And
I want to point something out about Ixik's artwork now that I'm thinking about it. He is in the show. There's like this little pigeon dude who works for Kira. If you look at one of his feet, I don't remember which one, but he clearly steps on him, and like you can see like his spine. There's like blood and everything.
Oh wow!
Do you see it?
I think I see him. Oh my god!
Oh my yeah! It's like his right foot, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see it now. So
it's brutal.
Yeah. So
poor dude.
Yeah. So Ixik is clearly a dinosaur. He's alive. Right. He's not conjured. He is not. He was not made up by the conjurers putting music into something.
Right.
And because of that, because he's not a reckless being, he doesn't have recklessness. Instead, he just lowers the life points of your other creatures. And then you got Gintanai. Now, Gintanai was clearly conjured to some extent. But, if you look at his name, he's called the Gintanai the Forgotten. And so, what I think is the case is that Gintanai is more than likely a dragon that was resurrected via the same or something similar to what they do for for conjuring completely, and they just used his body as a catalyst for it. So they basically revived the dragon. So I think Gintanai is a good mold for what to look at for dragons coming up in Chaotic, because he is a dragon, but he's a revived dragon. So I think that his effect compared to what the dragons are going to do once we do get them are going to be completely different, but we can kind of gauge what their power is going to be. I think the dragons are going to be mainly fire and air, and I think the reason Gintanai has air and earth is because again, he was brought back through Mepedian music rather than being alive, so he probably lost the fire and gained the earth. And I don't think dragons are going to have recklessness, but I think they're going to come with some other costs at using them, which is going to be
like a similar effect to Jitani too, maybe.
Yeah, I would hope
to sack a creature.
I would hope it wouldn't be that bad without like Mepedians getting some sort of revival music, but it would.
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean it would be interesting, but like, holy crap! It's just one of those things where like you can get so much off of just some art looking at it and everything. That's what I love about Chaotic in terms of its show and world building, where you can just get so much from a few different pieces of art and paying attention to card effects.
Oh, totally.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm actually planning on doing a full video on it, but I think Rapasak was more than likely. Yeah, the desert with the ocean with no water. I think that
freaking love that.
I think that name is literal. So, because it's stated in the lore that the Marillions once lived kind of spread throughout all of Param, rather than having their own location. And then they were driven out of their homes into the deep mines and the deep ocean. And I think Ralpashak is one of those locations. It used to be an ocean. And we see them trying to reform their home in condensation ceremony. That's what I'm thinking.
Ooh. I mean, that's actually not that bad of an idea, dude.
Yeah, and then like the name Rapasak, that doesn't sound like a Mepedian name. That sounds like a Marillion name. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, granted, the Mepedians also have crazy names like Thebsar and Kensep, so... I mean... I'm
so hyped to see Thebsar. It's gonna be so cool.
I want to know what he does so bad.
I have like an upcoming video, like my top 10 Mepedians that I want to see. And I mentioned Thebsar being number one. Spoilers for anyone who's watching this or listening to this.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned, I'm like, he's got like some crazy superpowers, and clearly, like in the art, like Iflar steps back, even Mudinu steps back, and there's like two Mepedians just bowing before him. Like, this illustrates power, and not to mention like above Prince Mudinu's head, like on the far right side of the card. At first, I thought it was Jitani. There's like a dragon, but the head shape doesn't match, and the neck also doesn't match.
Well, yeah. Yeah, because Thebsar's return brings the dragons. He found the dragons while he was out. So...
I guess it was the way you said it. It's like, no, he was out getting milk.
Well... the way that is phrased, it does sound like it. So, with the Mepedians, I don't know the full details as to why, but for whatever reason, their king, like Thebsar, for instance, goes into exile once the crown prince reaches a certain age, and while they're out there being in exile, they're supposed to be kind of like soul searching or looking for something to help the Mepedian front, and Thebzar found dragons and their riders. He decided to go and look for, because they've always, apparently from what I've read, they've always had stories of dragons existing, but they didn't know about them fully, and he was like, I'm gonna figure out if they are still out there, and he did.
I mean, like, if it's any consolation, I think about the Rasmus episode where we find out, oh, he's assimilated. When he attacks Maxor, in the background there's a globe, and there's, like, a Japanese-designed dragon, like, rapping on top of the globe. So I'm like, okay, so they must know what the hell dragons are. I think that would make sense.
Yeah, and, yeah, like, there's so much, and, oh, God, I just love it, with the lore and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Get me talking about lore and all that and theorizing, and I'll be here for hours, but, we already have been here for hours. Well, not all at once, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Whenever I hear lore, I just think, like, the Danian lore, and I'm like, oh no. There's so much lore. 105 versus 105. All lore.
I would love to try a 105 versus 105 one day, but there would have to be breaks like every 10 creatures, give or take.
Oh my god. Like, if I don't know if you heard of this, there's a game that I play with some of my friends. It's called Warhammer.
Oh, yeah.
You burn a lot of time just playing that game. Like, one round could take, like, an hour. Like, I've heard of some games, like, one single game, literally going on for, like, a week.
Oh, my God. I mean, heck, if you think about how much time people put into D&D campaigns, it's not surprising, but, like, Chaotic, in a standard 6v6 match, it could last an hour, if not more. I think the fastest I've ever seen one was... It was an official tournament game recorded back in the day and everything, and put up on YouTube. And it was a tournament topping list of Marillions. And the dude was able to flip eyeing after the first battle. And
oh yeah,
yeah,
and that battle quick.
Yeah, it was like a 5-minute video. He KO'd the creature. Flipped over eyeing, and then just was like, okay, dump my whole hand, I win.
Nice.
Like, jeez.
Man, that's rough.
That just reminds me of the Zuko meme. That's rough, buddy.
That's rough. That's rough.
Oh, God. He had a lot of free time after in that round. That's for sure.
I mean, like, I bet. It's like there's just, like, a mountain of people trying to play an hour-long game, and he just wrapped it up in, like, 5 minutes.
Yep. Go and get
Call
some
it
lunch.
A day.
God, I think, for some reason I want to say that was Mr. Hikeda who did that, but I'm not for sure, so I honestly, I don't want to say anything in particular, because I don't know. But, oh, God. Dude, that reminds me. I wonder what the heck's going to happen with the Marillion Civil War. If there even is one. Because I remember somebody telling me that they evolved into a civil war, but, like, I don't think there's ever been any confirmation on that. Like, it'd be interesting.
Well, hey, that's just a theory. Okay, alright.
God. Yeah. God. I mean, like, because, I mean, think about it. The Marillions, according to their lore, in the Ultimate Guide to All Things Chaotic, Ayn basically rose to power using his mind manipulation abilities. Was able to subjugate or dominate everybody who was in the tribe into following his ideals and beliefs of taking over the world, and basically got everybody on that. And the Saikun was rendered useless. So, like, Ayn is referred to as the oligarch. Do you know what an oligarchy is?
Like a leader, or like a fucking...
It is a type of governmental power, but an oligarchy means rule of the few. Basically,
Oh.
yeah, instead of having one leader, you have multiples. I there's one prominent country that has an oligarchy. I think it's Iran. I'm not sure. I am probably wrong about that. I'm gonna get yelled at.
Somebody will let us know.
Yeah. But the oligarchy in the Morellian civilization is referred to as the Saikum, and Ayn basically became a dictator and declared himself the single oligarch above everybody else. So when you have a dictator like that suddenly dethroned, and because the Morellians did not naturally have mind control powers, that was something that Ayn had, and he used his crown to give everybody else the ability to. So when you have something like that dethroned and gone, what the hell is going to happen to the society?
I really wonder, because Ani's no longer, so part of me wonders, is he going to pull a Shao Kahn and just like come back from the dead or something, or what?
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he's not dead though. He's imprisoned in Lake Blakir.
Yeah.
So, like, we're either like, think about it. Like, you're either gonna have some guys who are still with Ain's ideals and wants, and are gonna want to finish the mission, and then you're gonna have some who are like, hell no, we want to go a different route. And then you're going to have some who go, I don't want to do either, and, I don't know, go live in a pond in the middle of the Mepedian desert.
They just hang out in Glumok Swamp.
Yeah, like, and that's what's so interesting to me, because Chaotic is, one of its biggest selling points was that it showed war realistically, in the sense that it's not black and white, you know? All the sides were the heroes in some episodes, but were the villains in others. You know, the overworlders would do heroic things and stop the underworlders from doing evil, and then it would be vice versa, or even the Mepedians or Danians. But the Morellians came in, and they were just the bad guys. They never got their black and white.
Oh, yeah.
They never got that gray.
I mean, I think about like the now or never version of the Morellians. Well, they were called the Deep Ones.
Yeah.
If you look at like Ani's flavor text, he's pretty much just like, hey, I just want to be left alone. Like it's like a far cry from what we've seen in the actual like Morellian invasion version of Ani. Who's like, oh yeah, no, Param's mine.
Yeah, I mean, like, so much was changed from that. Let's see if I can actually find the picture of Ayn from... here he is. Ayuni Tosan. Yeah, so his favorite text was like, keep this piece of the Chaos Rock, which is what the Gothica was, until there is peace, and I will not tolerate the invasion of the deep sea. So... He wasn't one for invading, he just didn't want to have others invade. Huh.
Oh yeah, meanwhile it's like the opposite.
Yep. Crazy how much things changed over time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I really want to know what that thought process was of, this guy's gonna be the villain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, you uploaded the card on the chat, because now I'm gonna check. Oh, jeez, you're not even gonna talk about how ugly he looked. Like, holy crud!
Oh god!
Look at that.
Yeah, that looks nothing like any of his 3 redesigns. Now, actually, Ayn had 4 designs total. There was one that was for his true, like his not his true form, but his nightmare form, the one that like you flip over to.
Yeah, the avatar.
Oh no, he starts out in avatar. No. Yeah, that's right. He goes from projection to avatar, and then Yeah, and then there was the...
And then he has like 2 forms for the avatar. There's like the weird Cthulhu one, and then the one we're all familiar with, the one that doesn't look like a monstrosity.
Yeah, the Cthulhu one was from the TV show and was a promo for online only, as far as I can tell. It was like an alt art.
Wow.
Yeah, but there was another version. I wonder... it's on DeviantArt. A lot of the chaotic artists are...
Yeah, Carrie Randolph has a DeviantArt.
Yeah, a lot of them are on DeviantArt, and you can find a lot of the chaotic concept art and on there. Like, you can even find uncensored versions of the artwork, because 4Kids was rather strict with the censorship on it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for instance, the newest version of Tassinelf from... what was it? From Fire and Stone. Whenever we would get him as a, like, all 4 elements, was going to originally have him drowning a dude underwater.
Whoa!
Then, yeah, and then 4Kids was like, no. And,
no, you can't have murder through suffocating underwater.
yeah, and then so they altered the art to have him just kind of holding him just above the water. And then you got Scythia Gothos Spy. She had her art changed. Originally she was much more revealing with her leggings, and then they gave her basically more leggings. Sorry, leg day.
Yeah, I know, right? Jeez.
Yeah. And then this one guy, he had the idea, like the concept art for Ain's avatar form. I'm trying to find it, and I can't find it on freaking DeviantArt. I really should, like, just download it one of these days.
I'm sure I have it in my own personal archive somewhere.
Yeah. They couldn't show direct violence in art. They talk about that a lot in a lot of the like comments and stuff. So that's why you get a lot.
Meanwhile, I think about Rothar, Forceful Negotiator, and like the flavor text too, combined with the art. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and then you get like Mudinu's flavor text. I'll surrender or die, and I won't accept your surrender.
Yeah, and it's like with Rothar, Forceful Negotiator, it's treaties are meant to be broken, so are your bones, and it's like, whoa, okay. Holy crap.
So here's one of the Dragon Riders with our best look at a dragon in the background.
Oh, look at that.
Yep. This guy, what was his name?
It looks like he jumped out of like a Yu-Gi-Oh dragon. That's what it kind of looks like at the sun.
Yeah, so his name is Aliex, or Aliex, Aliecs.
I like his little wings, like his little like Spider-Man web wing situation.
Yeah, these guys are apparently from a mountainous region of the desert, and that's where the dragons lived and everything. That's just from my understanding and already. Come on.
I mean, it's pretty rad.
Oh, yeah, definitely. God, I cannot find this concept art of Cthulhu eyeing, and it's driving me nuts.
The ultimate.
Yeah, and I know people are going to be asking about it, so I'm trying to find it now, darn it.
We'll figure it out. Hold up, let's see. Now we're both on a manhunt.
Yeah, I'm going to try just searching for it.
I was going to say, you know what? I'm going to flash through, because if I have it, then I'll slap it up. Oh, I think I found it.
You think you did?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
crazy bananas Cthulhu monster.
Yeah, they got as far as that, and then apparently 4Kids was like, no, change it.
I mean, why? That's scary.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be scary.
I think that was the problem with it.
Oh, that it was too scary?
I don't know. I mean, like, I think it's because it wasn't as dynamic for action, but then again, Ayn didn't fight much in his avatar form. He pretty much turned into it, and then he went full Cthulhu.
Well, he shot, like, brain beams, and, like, that was the closest thing.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, that wouldn't have
Jimmy
changed.
Neutron brain blasted them.
I mean, that wouldn't really have changed much either. Oh, God. This reminds me a lot of, like, Sauron's all-seeing eye, though. Like, oh my God.
Oh, I was just thinking... No, you know who reminds me of Sauron? What? Have you seen Milain's art? Like, just looking at him reminds me of Sauron.
Oh, yeah, dude. Milain has such a good design, and, yeah, that's...
Oh, my God.
He's totally got the Sauron thing going with the circle or eye thing around him.
Yeah, one thing that I did notice about Milain, and it's kind of like a design flaw, I don't know if you noticed, he's got, like, this weird, like, transparent cape, and it just kind of looks funny. At least it did to me. To me, it kind of looks funny. He's got, like, this transparent cape. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, he just wants to look pretty.
I mean, he's definitely the most flamboyant of the chieftains, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Mysterio.
And then you have Garlag choking out somebody.
Yep. God, like, Milain reminds me a lot of Mysterio for some reason. Like, I don't know why, but... I mean, actually, no, I know why. It's because of the dome head. Oh yeah, he does have like the cape going on. It's not in his original art, or at least if it is, it's hard to see. But it's in his Foothold Commander art. God, his design did not change much going from one to the other. Oh no, I can't hear you. Why does this keep happening? God dang it. Wow, this one's like really bad too. Wow, this one is lasting a long time. Okay, let's try disconnecting and then reconnecting again. Well, it's time to go. Let's do it proper. I don't want to wrap it up without like you being able to like have a final message or anything. Ah, jeez. Okay, so... You there?
Yes!
Hey, there we go. Okay.
Yay!
So...
I don't know why Discord hates us.
I don't get it. I've never had this issue with any of the other people I've done this with. Like, what the heck?
It's because I'm from Arizona, isn't it?
Okay, so...
I'm an Arizona boy.
So before we wrap this up, is there anything that you want to say or ask or talk about real quick?
Anything I want to say? Yeah, first of all, everybody, go follow Low Tier on all the socials, please. He's earned it. He's earned this.
Thank you. And then, yeah, check out Hardrock and all of his stuff. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on. Makes chaotic content. Huh?
I said, yes, I do. I'm also working on a freaking Kaor cosplay right now. It's going to make me 10 feet tall. It's going to be nuts.
Oh my god, you are?
Yeah. Here, actually, before we leave, I will send, this will actually be the first, like, I guess YouTube look.
Dude.
At the 3D model, because I'm 3D printing it.
Dude,
me and a couple buddies, we got together and made magic.
That's crazy. You gotta like wear that at a few cons and see if anybody recognizes him.
I mean, that may or may not already be the plan.
Oh wow, you're going with the fierce look.
Yes, I am.
No tail?
I have the tail separate.
Ah, okay. So
yeah.
You're gonna 3D print this and everything? That's pretty cool, dude.
Oh, dude. Like, am I 3D printing it? Bro, I'm already like a couple steps in.
Nice. I mean, I've never even seen a 3D printer, so that's crazy.
Like, here's an example. This is just my arm right here.
Ah, dude, that's cool as heck.
I look like a flashlight.
Are you gonna have like lights in it to light it up and everything, or?
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Dude, that reminds me of this one guy who I see at Anime STL every year. He's dressed up in a Lugia that like lights up and has lighting eyes and like can make the sound and
that's
everything.
sick.
Oh god, I gotta see if I have any pictures of him or not. I was up there last year and there was this wonderful lady dressed up as tour guide and it was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I actually saw quite a few Yu-Gi-Oh cosplays, mostly Dark Magician girls and a Yugi, but tour guide, awesome. More game original cosplays.
Oh hell yeah!
Heck, more chaotic cosplays too, dude. This is gonna look so freaking cool once you get it done.
I found out I am the first and only one.
That doesn't surprise me. Chaotic kind of lived and died before cosplay was a really big thing.
Yeah, before it was bigger than it is like right now. Like holy crap!
I mean, it was big in Japan at the time, but it was not.
But
big.
not in America, really.
Yeah, and I mean, even still now, it's not that particularly big outside of cons, but like that's awesome, dude.
For sure. Well, thank you. So yeah, people look forward to that.
Dude, that's so cool. I'm really hoping that like when Chaotic comes back, we just get like. I'm hoping the hype and the love for it gets so real that like we just get tons of fan art and cosplays and I don't know. I'm hoping that things get going real big.
I mean, Bakugan came back and it blew up, so I'm sure that we're gonna get something similar.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to conclude with?
I don't have anything cool as that, so I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Have you looked at a mirror?
Thanks. That's the first time I've heard a mirror joke that didn't make me want to punch the mirror.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I'm glad I could be the first to give that to you.
Thanks. Alrighty, guys.
Oh, of course.
So, yeah, again, check out Codemaster Hardrock. I'll have his YouTube down below. Do you want me to throw your Twitter down in the comments as well, or no?
Yeah. I also have an Instagram at Captain Hardrock, but the O at the end of rock is a 0. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll throw that down there, too, if I can find it, or if you can send a link to it, that'd be perfect.
I'm sure I will.
Okay. And then, yeah, so, yeah, rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. Check out Codemaster Hardrock. Thank y'all for watching, and anything you want to end with?
Other than it is like just I've been fanboying about this for like a bit, so other than thanks for having me. This was awesome, and I hope that when we meet IRL, like eventually, I know it'll happen. I intend on doing like, hey, I met this person. Here's what happened. Type video. I know it will happen.
Hopefully one day, maybe when Chaotic's back and we got a huge national tournament we can all go to or something.
Oh my god, I'll just dress up as Kaor in the tournament and scare the crap out of my enemies.
Oh my god, that reminds me. There was a Yu-Gi-Oh cosplayer dressed up as Yugi at a regional once, and the dude was playing Dark Magician. He was not the king of games. Let's just put it that way. He was all the way at the end.
Rip.
He was all the way at the end. It was before Dark Magician got its good support.
Yikes.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, thank you all. Hope you guys enjoyed this one despite its technical difficulties. I know this is going to be spliced to bits to get it all back together. So yeah, rate, comment, and subscribe. See y'all later, and hope you guys check out the next one. Peace out.
Alright, peace.
Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please consider rating, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. It all goes a long way to helping out me and my channel. And also, if you do, please consider following me on social media, as well as also checking out my other channels. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Peace out.